Hi, Nor. I had to close the other one. It wouldn't let me continue. So I was having too many technical difficulties. Wow. Hi, sweetheart. Yay, KMJ. Thank you. Oh, thank you guys for sticking around. I couldn't get the first live to start. And then when I finally got it started, the orientation, it said we could use horizontal, but it just wouldn't operate in the horizontal. So I finally gave up. I started it over, couldn't get it to do horizontal, put it in a vertical, and it started. So I guess they're having technical difficulties with the horizontal, or maybe it's just mine. I don't know, but we managed to fix it and get started. So Nora's here, Cam J's here. Where's Rashida? Where's Sherry? Where's Constant? Hi, Mary. Good. Mary's here. Uh, Raspberry. We didn't get Raspberry. Diane, Constant, D. So many people are missing, but good to see you too, Nor. Thank you for sticking around. Sherry was here. Where did she go? Sherry, say hi so I see that you're here. And who else are we missing? Rashida, of course. But we're gonna just zip through because I just realized what episode 13 is. One of my least favorite episodes. So we're just gonna zip right through. So let's get started so that we don't waste too much time. Okay, let's go. Netflix. Hi, Rod. Sherry, yay! Good. We started. Have you guys started the episode yet? Let's do it in 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1. Thank you, Rod. Uh, the same boat. Alarm blaring. Oh, that's the alarm that went off. That the guy. Oh no, that's the one that Sasha and Abraham were fighting. Okay. Oh, you're so sweet, Rod. Thank you.
Damn it, Maggie, let's go. Not until it's done. Stop! Or she's dead. Guns, knives on the ground right now. Nice jacket. For murderous bitch. Well, we'll take it off her before we shoot her.
Hello, Mahel. Mahelani.
Ain't on there right. I could feel it. Stop.
I'm getting
Oh,
tired. Jesus, give me a
so
switch.
sweet, Rod.
Well, Sporty's supposed to. Hell was that? It's Primo. Damn it, they've got him. Give me the walkie.
Babe, what's happening?
Lower your gun, prick. You with the Colt Python.
Look
All
at
of you,
Rick
lower
looking
your
around.
weapons right now.
Come on out. Let's talk.
How many we got? 8 in sight. Too many.
No, we can take them. We took more.
We're not coming out, but we will talk. Names. Names. Maggie. We've got a Carol and a Maggie. I'm thinking that's something you want to chat about. And we're going to work this out right now. And it's going to go our way.
You can pick out Rick as the leader,
We
Nor.
have one of yours. We'll trade.
I'm listening.
Just don't want to talk to Maggie and Carol. Make sure they're all right.
I'm going to put you on. You say you're fine. I'll know if you try anything else. Rick, it's Carol. I'm fine, but... No, you. Rick is Maggie. We're both okay. We'll figure this out. Shut up. You have your proof. Let's talk.
All right, this is the deal. Right here. Let him go. You can have your guy back and live.
2 for 1. That's not much of a trade.
You don't have another choice.
Just,
You would have done something about it already.
just take care of it, Rod. That's what I did. I took care of
Primo can
it.
take care of himself.
You patch me up. I need him thanks to that bitch. You lost your balls, Paula. You should have shot her in the head so they could hear her die.
If you could just shut up, I'll solve
Make the
this.
deal or we go
She
in.
said shut up, so shut it. You should be glad she didn't have a sack of gonads to trip over.
Look, I know you're talking it over. It's a fair trade. Just come out. Do this. We all walk away.
Smug prick. You must think we're stupid.
Do we have a deal?
I'll get back to you.
Nor. So she had a crush on Rick. She surely had her eyes on him. I think I've only seen this episode once, so I don't remember much about it except that it was about Carol and Maggie.
Turn. Wait. Omega, Omega, Savior's down. Go to Gamma, code fire. Alpha channel is not clear. We follow the protocol. Where the hell are you guys? Headed to the point. Switch to Theta channel, same code. If I'm not there, toggle to Alpha.
See, so the uh she alerted the alpha saviors, like the head, I guess we're the group around Negan. So that's how Negan knew about this Rick's group now. They're on their radar. even though they were killed by Abraham, Daryl, and Sasha, by Daryl, they wouldn't have known who did it, you know? They didn't have any uh forensics or anything to investigate or try to find who could have done that to their group. They just knew there's another group out there, and they, took out those saviors. So now, because of the capture, because not just the capture, but because the alert that the one of the saviors in the compound set off, then the the one that was trying to escape was able to alert um these this woman and her group, plus the alert sent off to them. So now, and they were able to relay. So you're just like, where are you? They're like, we're 15 minutes away. They're like, you guys are taking too long to come here. So Rick's group is now on Negan's radar. So they would have found them eventually, though. They would have known there's a strong group out there, the ones, because of Daryl taking out the ones that tried to kill him, Sasha, and Abraham. Rashida, hi. So glad you could make it, love. No, I didn't, Rod, but I've heard about it. Is that your favorite movie?
Real place. Safe house. Ain't nothing safe about it.
This place is gonna save our asses.
I paused it. Rashida, we're at the section when they got to the safe house. The saviors are taking Maggie and Carol to the safe house, and they're saying they hate that place.
Get on the ground. You there. You over there.
Rod, you are too kind.
You're wondering if there's a way out of this. There isn't. Not unless I say so. I want to kill you both right now. It's taking all I have not to, so go ahead. I dare you. Try something. Just see what happens.
Cam J says also the fact that Carol and Maggie made terrible lookouts, busy arguing when they should be doing their job, did not help. Exactly. But this episode was done to try and again hype Carol and Maggie. They push the leadership stuff, but this was an episode to hype hype them up. So you did, nor I didn't see it. The red hair, she seems okay so far. I don't mind her. The red hair lady.
When's the last time anyone checked this
It
place?
was fine a month ago. Sweetie, that was a month ago. Shit hurts quick. The gun's gone bye-bye, the food's gone bye-bye, and we got growlers up and down the halls.
These people can get through too. Maybe we should.
Yeah, where the hell to?
Nowhere. That dead in the halls, free security.
So is the older lady and the red hair supposed to be the counter to Carol and Maggie.
Give me the rope. I'm not losing it. I'm not. Screw you, Shell. We have to get him back. He can fix it. We have to, Paula.
No, I saw that.
So she's pretending to have a panic attack.
They got the guns.
She should watch that hyperventilation because it could make her pass out.
After making it this far.
Oh, really, Rashida? From that the name of that show keeps coming up.
Somebody needs to take her gag off.
She's a nervous little bird, ain't she?
Look at you. Bitch, how did you make it this far?
Honey, you need to take some yoga breaths and calm your ass down. You're one of those.
Act is supposed to be, oh look, she does these, you know, pretense, and then wham, she whacks you. It's not impressed.
Are you actually afraid to die? All this. You're scared of getting your ticket punched.
It doesn't matter what happens to me. Just don't hurt Maggie. Don't hurt the baby. Yeah, right.
She got a bun in the oven. She doesn't look it.
Only 2 months, I think.
You're some kind of stupid getting knocked up at a time like this. You think that's funny?
Women's never smart to get knocked up. Women used to just die in childbirth. They always thought the world was going to end. They've been through it. Why would you just give up?
But are you gonna live through it? Anyway, it's cute. Babies are our future. Bite-sized snacks for the dead. The point is to stay standing.
No.
Sherry says, yeah, in this episode you see Carol's self-preservation mode kicking overdrive here. Kind of weird if you ask me. I think she's pretending.
You are. You did.
I didn't hear the conversation. Hold on.
Something.
That's right.
No. Walkers do that.
She asked her she's stupid to be pregnant in the apocalypse. So I was distracted reading. I wanted to see what she said.
Babies are the point.
Why would you just give up?
But are you gonna live through it?
So, are you gonna live through it?
Anyway, it's cute. Babies are the point. Children are our future. Making bite-sized snacks for the dead. The point is to stay standing.
No. Walkers do that. I'm choosing something.
That's right. You are. You did.
The baby. buddy, in case you haven't noticed, you've got bigger problems than a little secondhand smoke.
Malls.
Y'all are worse than a bunch of evangelical second graders.
She's coughing up blood and smoking cigarettes.
They already have. I'm a dead woman walking, which puts us in exactly the same boat.
Who does she playing from, Rashida? They love to cast the Walking Dead actors in gritty dramas. You know that? Have you noticed that?
My hook feels like it's on fire.
You pull that off, you're gonna be nothing but a spigot.
Okay, hold on. Scout crew is coming. They're 30 minutes out, maybe less.
He doesn't have 30 minutes. His nerves are dying. He doesn't get medical help, he's gonna lose his arm, maybe his life. I'm not a doctor, but my dad lost his leg, and I know that much. Your man, Primo, you think he can help you? It's time to end this. Talk to Rick.
30 minutes.
Yeah, she's dying of cancer. Yeah, something. She was dying of something was going on. She was coughing up blood.
You know my problem? She did this to me.
Really, Rashida? She's a badass and from?
She's just sitting there, right as rain, fully intact.
Hey,
No, you're not gonna make the trade. And we just do them both now.
no, we wait for the others. We have to be smart. We need insurance.
And shoot her in the arm, too.
No.
You really gonna stick up for some gutless bitch over me? God damn it!
Shut up.
Don't push me, Paula!
Shut up.
Ooh. He hit her.
Leave her alone.
You dumb uppity bitch!
You really are some kind of stupid.
Cam J said, I just
Take her
noticed
out.
Maggie and Carol only
See if she
have
knows
to
anything.
take down,
Done
have
that
two to
before.
take down because the guy's badly wounded and the old woman is not well. True. True, Cam J. Nor says the redhead woman, I saw her in a movie called Last Holiday by Queen Latifah. I like the redhead. She's a good actress. And she's thinking. She's weighing her options. She doesn't want to kill. Let me pause. She doesn't want to kill her hostages because their insurance. She thinks she could get a trade, but she's also waiting for the backup that they called. So she's biding her time. So that's a smart move, you know. She doesn't have, I don't think they have a lot of weapons because I didn't, they could have shot Rick. They saw them, you know, from a distance. They had the advantage. Rick couldn't see them. And so I don't know where their weapons are. Did they have weapons? Yeah, she did hold a gun up to Maggie, right? So she does have weapon, but they don't have the firepower that Rick and the others have because they raided the armory, remember? At the post. So they have some, Rick's group has some heavy firepower right now.
You got nice clothes. Time to make babies. You're holed up somewhere good. Tell me where.
Gross. Maggie threw up. Ooh.
Don't draw this out, bitch. Just tell me where. Help yourself. The baby in your belly. The way you stay alive is you produce for us. You're not the good guys. You should know that. He got you good, kid.
He's in pain. Guys can't handle pain.
Excuse me. Just wanted to say thank you for helping Maggie, for helping me. My husband Ed used to.
Yeah? I don't care if your old man used to ring your bell. I see exactly who you are, Carol. I know. You're pathetic. You want to think we're just the same? Go ahead. You're wrong. He's just a warm body for my bed. That's it. I could kill him in his sleep. Do you really believe in that crap?
Faith got me through the death of my daughter.
Well, the good news is maybe you'll see her again soon.
What happened? Stole something. Got caught. What? Gas. From this place. I had to get into a car and look for my boyfriend's body. Did you find out? He's blown up. Not much to find.
Ooh. Her boyfriend was blown up. Maybe he was one of those that Daryl blew up.
I barely know him. He was a dick. Frank was my dad. And that's what I was gonna name the baby. I'm sorry. No. You aren't. I'm not planning to die today. Yeah. Me neither. Thing is, one of us is wrong. Just tell me where.
Have you thought about it?
Let me say, yeah. Nor says they were heading back to the station, so they didn't have enough bullets from the run, maybe. That makes sense, Nor. Rashida said, just about all the saviors are a bunch of thugs. Yeah, I hate them all and their attitude, Rashida. Yeah, the saviors are dumb. Just brute, dumb thugs. Sherry says, I would say so. Just the workers at the sanctuary were willing to work towards Rick's new world. Yeah, that's true. Nor Rashida says, nor I bet when Negan asked to them to join them, a lot of them probably leaped at the chance. Yep. They remind me of some people that in our world today. Rashida, probably the lead guy, the motorcycle, is one of the most motorcycle guys, Rashida. It's okay, Rod. Good to have you back. Thank you, Rashida. Let's continue. 21 minutes left in this episode. Yay! We're making good time.
You weren't listening. I said I'd contact you.
Did it make a difference if I said I was sorry about that?
What do you think?
I think we didn't make the trade. So tell me where.
We haven't agreed to that.
You will.
I love
Not so
Rick's
sure.
voice. I'm not seeing him, but I love
You're
hearing
taking
him.
most of the risk. Not getting much in the way of a reward.
The other option won't work out for
We'll take our chances.
You don't have to do this. You don't have to fight. Your people killed all of my people. Of course we gotta fight. We didn't want to.
But you did. So tell me why.
Your people ambushed my people on the road. Tried to take everything we had. You were gonna kill them. Well, damn. So now we know what happened to T's group.
Oh, Carol, let the cat out of the bag.
Probably put on a big show.
Okay. Fair play. You were just defending yourselves. See, your people killed them on the road, right? Blew them to pieces. So why not stop?
They said they were working for Negan.
What do you think you know about Negan?
He sounded like me. We're scared we had to stop him. Sweetie, sweetie. We are all Negan.
We're all Negan.
What do you mean?
So she plays the Michonne from Rashida. What does she do? Well, we know Michonne is a katana carrying badass. The samurai. What does she do on From?
Have one? Well, look at you, little bird. I didn't think you approved.
I don't.
Yeah, this episode is yeah. It's not that interesting, but we have to find something about it. So I'm interested in the older lady, what she does on that show from.
What are you so afraid of?
When we're finished with The Walking Dead, I might do from.
You don't want me to stick to my own principles.
Hi again, Rod.
I was a secretary before.
Oh, she said she was a secretary, the redhead.
I fetched coffee for my boss and made him feel good about himself. I spent most of my days reading stupid inspirational emails to try and feel good about myself. There was this one that kept going around. A young woman was having a hard time and told her mom she wanted to give up. So her mom went to the kitchen and started boiling 3 pots of water. She put a carrot in one, an egg in another, and ground coffee beans in the last one. After they'd boiled a while, her mom said, look, all 3 things went through the same boiling water. The carrot went in strong and came out soft. The egg was firm and came out hard. But the coffee beans changed the water itself. You're supposed to want to be the coffee beans. See, to me, coffee was just a thing that my boss would drink up. No matter how many times I refilled his damn cup, it was just never enough.
Oh, really, Nor? From started strong, then went down, and forget it. I'm not interested then.
When the army took over DC, we weren't allowed to leave.
Rashida say the opposite.
Evacuate all the important people first.
Rashida says, yes, you won't regret it. From it'll keep you guessing, just like the TV show Lost. The same creators did that show is doing this one. I didn't watch Lost, Rashida, and it's I'm laughing because Rashida is always the opposite of someone else. Nora's saying, it went down. Rashida's like, no, you won't regret it. It's great. You don't remember her in From, Cam J, but Rashida is saying she's the lead character. Nor said, I feel like even the writers are lost and don't know how to finish what they started. You're Rashida is the opposite of you today, Nor.
Members of Congress, government employees. So I was stuck with my boss. Not my family. To evacuate all the important people first.
What is she talking about? Evacuation. I lost. She's talking about coffee, then evacuation. What did she say?
My boss would drink up. Supposed to want to be the coffee beans.
Okay.
See, to me, coffee was just a thing that my boss would drink up. No matter how many times I refilled his damn cup, it was just never enough. I was at work when the army took over DC. We weren't allowed to leave. We had to evacuate all the important people first. Members of Congress, government employees. So I was stuck with my boss. Not my family, my husband, my 4 girls.
Oh, she had 4 kids.
My boss was weak and stupid, and he was going to die, and he was going to take me down too. He was the first person I killed. So that I could live. I stopped counting when I hit double digits. It's right around the time I stopped feeling bad about it. I am not like you. I'm still me, but better. I lost everything. It made me stronger.
You sure about that?
I'm alive.
With those people, those killers?
Your people are killers, Carol. It makes you a killer.
You. You're the one.
Excuse me?
You're the one who's afraid to die. And you're going to. You will die. That's what's gonna happen if you don't work this out.
Are you going to kill me?
I hope not.
Oh, please. They wanted to
Asshole.
want to say she's such a badass. She's such a killing machine.
I'm here.
We've thought about it. We want to make the trade.
Good, smart girl.
Good.
There's a large field with a sign that says God is dead, about 2 miles down I-66. Good visibility in all directions.
I'll meet you there. 10 minutes?
Oh, she's sending him towards where
Yes.
she's sending him towards where the saviors are coming to meet them. Like,
That
well,
was too easy.
Maybe they're just itching to get their piece.
they, she's sending him away in the direction of where the backup saviors are coming from. So she's just sending Rick and his group to their deaths. But Rick isn't going to buy that. Yay, Raspberry's here. Glad you made Raspberry. And the actress is not from Rashida. Rashida told me she's from. Hi, Danielle from Indiana.
No, there was no static. There should have been static. They're close. They're probably already here. We were careful, but there were tracks. There had to be. They killed everybody back home. They have the weapons. They know what they're doing. They're probably waiting to kill us as soon as you walk out those doors. That's what we do.
No. You have to listen to me, please. Rick is a man of his word. He wouldn't put me and Maggie at risk to attack.
Then he's just as stupid as you are. What's your ETA?
10 minutes away. The car's running on fumes.
We have gas. We'll fill you up and then we move. Radio when you're back in the perimeter.
See, the other guys were 10 minutes away.
We gotta get ready. Pull Shell out so she doesn't get stuck in a fight. I'm gonna have to be ready to move at any second.
What about the girl?
Leave her for now. If we leave, we travel light. And if the pricks are here, we pick them off at the door. Smalls, we need this all clear.
Night, Rod. Sleep night. Sleep well. Where did she get a knife? I missed that.
Just a sec, sugar.
Okay, Raspberry. Of course, they did this episode to try to again push her as the badass. And please.
Okay. Spread out, but I think we can make it past them. We have to try. We can't leave them alive. No, we should just go. Carol, we have to finish this. We have to. He was already dead. He's turning. We should go. We need a gun. Hey.
Where are you, Magnolia? I want to bloody up that knife.
Should have made a trade.
They're using him to keep us in, keep the others out. Come on. We have to find him.
That's two just firing away without having them in her clear sight.
Just run. Shoot her. Go on. Do it. You've killed Donnie. You've killed Molly. Your people have destroyed my home. Get out of here. Carol, you have no idea the things I've done, what I've given up, what I had to do. Just, Carol, shoot her. Go ahead. I've already lost everything. Lola? Molly?
Me too.
I told you to run.
If you could do all this, what were you so afraid of, Carol?
I was afraid of this.
That was a
Meet us
mess.
on the floor.
Meet us on the kill floor. Oh my gosh, this was such a mess.
I've killed 18 people. 20. Should have killed Donnie too in the woods. I had a clear shot I didn't miss. What if this would have happened if I just killed him? Don't think about it. I can't stop. We're almost done.
Careful. Floor's slick. You sure that's it? She said kill floor.
Oh, it wasn't Rick. It was the other group, the other saviors. Thank goodness Michonne was not a part of this pathetic episode. Oh my gosh. Yep, that's true, Rashida. They have to keep telling us because it's no, there isn't anything romantic, and Norman plays it specifically that way because he doesn't want a pairing, and he's right. They don't fit as a romantic pair.
You start a fire? Hey, you good? Come here.
They're dead. They're all dead. The ones that took us. They're all dead.
Are you okay?
I can't anymore.
She can't what
Friends
anymore.
are dead. No one's coming for you. So you might as well talk. Let him burn. I'm gonna ask you one last time. How'd you get the bike? We found it. Like hell you did. We found it. Was Negan in that building last night, or was he here? Both. I'm Negan, shithead. There's a whole world of fun that we can talk about. So let's have a chat. I'm sorry it had to come to this.
Rick thinks he's killed Negan. No, Carol, open your mouth and tell her what the old lady told you. That they're all Negan. Carol is too melodramatic. Ugh, thank goodness this episode is over. Okay, Olivia in the pantry. Oh, the pantry is stacked. Before it starts, let me catch up on what you guys says. Nor says, I don't want to see Daryl in a relationship. He's doing great by his own. That's true. He's, if he gets one, it's fine, but him without a love interest is okay too. Rashida wanted Daryl with Connie. They were okay. I didn't see anything great between Daryl and Connie. They were okay. I don't see anything great. I don't Let me see the what are who are the great couples? Oh, that's a good video for me to do. Who are the great couples of The Walking Dead that really um Glenn and Maggie are a good couple. They get annoying at times, but they're a good couple. Of course, Rick and Michonne are the best. Well, I'll leave that for another video. I'm going to ask you guys' opinion and then do a video on it. But yeah, let's continue with this episode. But let me catch up with what you guys said first. Nor said, no, I didn't feel the chemistry there, Rashida. Connie was great character, but I didn't want Daryl with anyone. Rashid, I guess Daryl isn't going. I guess Daryl is just going to stay asexual. Not being in a relationship doesn't mean you're asexual. It just, it's maybe you just haven't found that person that is just would enhance your life or whatever. Singlehood is good. It's a good thing. If you meet that person, then yeah, that's so good. It's good to have a great companion and a great, relationship. But it's not the end all and be all of everything, and not everybody's gonna find that person. And there are other relationships that you can have that are very fulfilling, friendship, parental, or uh siblings, and just there are many relationships that are fulfilling. Not some of the most unfulfilling relationships are romantic relationships, because people think they have to get with another person and they get desperate, or they choose unwisely. And for me, if it's not a great relationship, I don't want it. If it's not, because life is too hard to, relationships require compromise, and the older I get, the less I want to compromise. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with Daryl being single. If he meets that great love, then yeah, I would love that for him. But he has such fulfilling relationships with his friends. He has that uh maternal relationship with Carol. He has a great sisterhood with Maggie. He had, past tense, a great brotherhood with Rick, but he betrayed Rick. He tried to make it up by looking after Rick kids, but and looking out for Michonne a little bit there, but yeah. I loved Connie. I thought Connie was a great character too, but I wasn't on the Connie and Daryl bandwagon, because I think they were cute, but I didn't think they were, oh my gosh, this is the love of my life. They are it kind of relationship. So yeah, I haven't seen Daryl with anyone romantically yet where I said, okay, this is fire. This is the woman for Daryl. I haven't seen that yet. Cam J say, yay, it's over. Yippee. I feel the same way too, Cam J. Oh my gosh. That was not a great episode at all. They tried to get deep and they tried to use the same Carol cliches, crying, don't let me kill you. I didn't want to kill you. I'm such a badass. I have to kill. Yeah, that kind of foolishness. And it's just keep, I don't want to kill. And oh, but I can't help it. I'm so good at it. It's just so ridiculous and foolish and tired and old. It's gotten very old and repetitive, and it still doesn't sell me on her as this great warrior. Sorry, no. Raspberry says my least favorite episode, besides the one where Carol and Dara look for Beth and Beth's hospital episodes. Sherry said yes. Void says they all die at the end of season 6. Don't you say that, Void. Oh my gosh, is that really true? Negan and Maggie, Raspberry, and and Morgan Solar episode with a goat. You know, I never watched that episode because I thought it would be boring, nor, but I did watch it, and it wasn't, one of my favorite episodes, or I don't have to watch it again or don't want to watch it again, but I found the guy interesting. I wanted to know the story of the person that killed his family, what he did with that person, and they gave us what he did. They gave us the resolution to that at the end. So at least I was interested in where the story went in that episode. Thank you, Rashida. Hi, MOH from India. Oh, Norman said Daryl was asexual. He does. So why is he kissing on people in his spinoff? And he had a love interest in The Walking Dead. That woman when he stayed out in the wilderness looking for Rick's body. Remember? He had, I don't remember the lady's name. He was with some woman. So he's not asexual, and he's the producer of his own series, and he made Daryl have a little situationship there. So Raspberry says, "What's your opinion on Michonne getting branded and beaten, 7 months pregnant, while the writers only had Maggie have her shirt slashed, while 2 months pregnant, writers were showing." Yes, Raspberry, I agree. I keep saying, the bias in the writing in The Walking Dead was very apparent to me, and the way they wrote for Michonne, the things they had her go through, the things they denied her, you know, um, they made sure that the other ladies were proposed to and referred to as wife and led their communities. And even though they had Michonne working for her community, making the charter, all of that, they didn't give her the sole leadership. They didn't give her that title, and they didn't they made sure other characters called Rick her boyfriend and instead of her wife, which she was, in the apocalypse. You couldn't go to there was no justice of the peace or whatever, but Rick considered Michonne his wife, and they made sure that she didn't get specific scenes. She wasn't given a ring. Carol got a ring, Maggie got a ring. They were referred to as wife. They were referred to as the leaders of their community. When it came time to sign the charter, they made sure Michonne did not sign the charter that she did. So she's good enough to work and serve for the community, but not to be considered the leader, and to for her own constitution to be signed by people that were disparaging and rude and dismissive of her. uh, Tara gets to sign her charter. uh Gabriel signs the charter that Michonne worked on. That makes no sense. So, the writers were, good old racism, the foundation, that they have to preserve their uh propaganda of superiority and keep the stereotype alive when it comes to, characters like Michonne. And she can be brutalized, she can be used to prop other characters, she can be used to serve other characters, look after other characters, um, be there for other characters. And but the reverse is not allowed for her. She cannot operate as a three-dimensional person where she has PTSD and she has moments of um, self-preservation, or can't get upset or protective or angry or upset. She always has to be calm. She always has to be nurturing. She has to be gentle. She cannot lose her temper. She cannot get upset. She cannot do what Maggie does, just be selfish and go off on her own. And yet everyone understands because she is going through a hard time, or she misses Glenn, or she is upset, or she's a mother, all of that stuff. Those empathetic views, empathetic and sympathetic views are not afforded Michonne. So yes, Raspberry, I agree with you wholeheartedly. There was a ton of bias against Michonne by the writers, and a lot of it that was not allowed, like the episode where Michonne, the last episode where Rick went out, Michonne was um did not get a last goodbye from him. Denai had to put her foot down. you know it didn't make sense to her as a writer, and it didn't make sense to her character, and it didn't make sense to Rick's character. And so she put her foot down, and thankfully she got that goodbye. And remember how I told you how they isolated her and didn't allow, like, kept her, um didn't make sure no one showed any interest, or she wasn't with any character. She was put aside for Rick. She was the one that Danai was the one that wrote, suggested. She wasn't a writer for the episode, so she suggested that Michonne had some kind of interaction. She suggested the kiss between Ezekiel and Michonne. It just did not make any sense how they were writing Michonne as not visible to anyone else, even though it wasn't the kiss wasn't a lust kiss. It was a humanity connecting to humanity. He was hurting and he just needed that touch or that comfort. So Michelle, Denai was the one that suggested that, and she was, as a writer, you know, because she viewed Michonne as a three-dimensional woman. The writers did not. They just saw her as a black character, and they wrote around her and for her that way. And if Danai wasn't such a stellar woman, if she wasn't such a brilliant writer, and if she wasn't such an advocate and um could command some form of respect, things would have been 100 times worse for the Michonne character, as we saw in the comics. So I'm grateful that Denai was the one that got casted as Michonne, because they would have had it would have been worse. It would have been 100 times worse. Thank you, Rashida. Thank you, Cam J. I appreciate it. Nor said maybe Rosita is kind of good for Daryl, both badass, but not much of a match. But I don't see anyone else good for Daryl. If Glenn and uh Glenn and Maggie were not together, I think Maggie could have been a good match for Daryl. Maybe she was too young. Because in the early season, Daryl looked younger and was more, he was more immature. So he came across younger. But these latter, the latter seasons, you could see his age. And he really did look much older than Maggie. But now that they're adults, yeah, I could see Maggie and Daryl. But because they were almost like brothers and sisters for such a long time, he was more like her uncle. It sort of would be icky now. But if they had continued, if Glenn had died in the early seasons, then they could have gone from Maggie and Daryl have gone from friends to a couple. Because I see, yeah, I think yeah, I don't see any of our group, the woman in our group, as a match for Daryl, except Maggie, if she and Glenn, if Glenn had passed much earlier. But even now, with time, it's possible. I think it could be possible, because I think Maggie is more like a niece for Rick, more so than Daryl. Yeah, I think Daryl would be more considered as a friend. I would say sibling, but it's not. I don't see that much. I don't see that much at all. I see the niece label with for Rick and Maggie, but Maggie and Daryl, I could see. And anyone else? No, I couldn't see it. Maybe Sasha, if Sasha and Abe, I mean, not Sasha and Abe, if they had continued in the show in the long term, but not the Daryl of the early season. He was too immature for Sasha, but later, maybe. But other than that, I don't even see Rosita with Daryl. Rosita is, no, I don't see it. No. Yeah, I don't see that. Yeah, that having Gabriel sign the charter was just another way to diminish Michonne, insult. It's just like she's good enough to serve, to work for you, but not, they didn't want her to be elevated in that way. Having her lead Alexandria as outright as her and Rick were doing, it would elevate her too much, and they didn't want to do that. The writers didn't want to do that. If it was Carol, they would have done it in a second. If it was Maggie, they would have done it in a second. But they found it very hard. They wanted to keep it was bad enough that Michonne was paired with the lead, so she would be considered a leading lady. but they didn't want her to be treated and seen by the audience as the leading lady, even though that was her title. So they would do different things to try to diminish her. They would do different things to try to put her in her place. It's just no, Raspberry. Her work was never recognized. She was the one. Michonne is the leader. Carol is not a leader. Maggie's not a leader. When what's her name came, Georgie or whatever the woman, it was Michonne that made the decision. Maggie wasn't gonna make. Maggie didn't make. Maggie made the decision that would have worked against her and Hilltop. Michonne's decision was what helped Maggie and Hilltop. But Michonne is never recognized for her leadership and her work. Rick led Alexandria and the group. Michonne led Rick. Sherry says, such a shame the writers totally dropped the ball, right? Exactly. Even she got a ring, right? Yeah. Yes, Rashida. The mammy role, N- never the wife, never the leading lady, never the first lady, just the mammy, you know, there to bear all the burdens, there to serve, and never to be recognized, and never to have her own pain, issues, you know, there's no empathy for her. Raspberry says Michonne is only the help, and they dehumanized her when she was beaten the most out of any other woman. But fans see her as her badass, so they feel like she can handle the pain. Weapon with a weapon. Now they don't empathize with her. They don't identify with her, so they don't see her as having pain or value. The value comes from what she can do for them, and that's the dehumanizing part. Yeah. Nor says, don't forget the bad lighting through the entire show. I hated not to be able to see her facial reaction and emotions. Denai's such a great actor and they didn't do right by her. Yep. Got it, Nor. Well, yes, it's sad and it makes us mad, Sherry, but the key, and I know a lot of people don't like to talk about stuff like this, but the key is to talk about stuff like this because awareness helps you do better. Awareness helps people who may not have thought that way think that way and go, oh, I didn't think that. Maybe, and it makes them conscious and hopefully aware so that they don't repeat the same mistakes in their life with other people or in their work. And it also for us, hopefully, it awakes us because woke is not a bad word, it's a good word, but the people who are oppressing don't want people to be conscious of the oppression that they're doing. So it's bad. Don't look at how we're you know hurting you. So of course they're going to make a good thing bad because they're the ones doing the bad thing. So the issue for us to be awake so that we don't fall under the propaganda because a lot of people have bought into the propaganda. You have, some black viewers who dismiss a character like Michonne and sympathize and empathize with a Maggie, or a Torrance, like, oh, poor such and such, she's a mother and she's going through such hardship. But when Michonne is doing it, it's like, shut up and why aren't you helping such and such? And why aren't you doing this? Oh, well, she went through this and she's it's taking time for her to recover. She's still in pain. She's afraid. She's, oh, please get over it. So her, Michonne's, a lot of Black people or people of color do not empathize with a person of color or a Black person going through hardship. Yet a non person of color going through hardship, they have all the sympathy and the empathy and the patience with those characters. So people don't understand how they see and view things. I saw a reaction to Wicked, and there it was an interracial couple. The guy is Black. I'm thinking he's from Africa. It's, from the continent, because of his accent. And they were watching Wicked together, the new Wicked for Good. And the Elphaba, the green character who is symbolizing being otherized for her color and being different, he somebody sacrificed for her. Everyone rejected this character, otherized her, rejected her. And through propaganda, some were a part of the propaganda, but some received took in, imbibed the character and went along with actually villainizing her, right? And one character stood up for her and didn't believe the propaganda and sacrificed to help her. Sacrificed themselves and sacrificed to help her. The only person that did that. And the guy watching the reactor was upset and called the person that sacrificed to help this poor girl, that's poor woman that was being hunted and villainized and propagandized. He called that character that sacrificed for her an idiot and a fool, because that character could have retained all the privilege in the world and go on to live, to get wealth, and go on in wealth and power and fame and recognition. How dare he sacrifice and not be unhappy and attain status through a marriage to a woman he didn't love, but this woman was actually um, what society deemed as beautiful and wonderful, but he was not in love with that character. And he was so disdainful of this character, because he's like, he's a fool. Why would he give up, being in proximity to power and wealth and a status symbol marriage, and be with someone who is like yuck? So he bought into the propaganda and the villainy, even though the movie is telling us that all this propaganda and villainy is a lie. And it just shows you how easily, people, even your own people, will aid in helping, dehumanize others like themselves, because they just want to be next to status and wealth. And so it made me sort of feel sorry for his wife. I don't know if the person he was reacting to is with his wife or his girlfriend. They're partners. Obviously they're together, because I see their videos. They react together, and they uh, touch each other in a romantic nature. So it's his romantic partner, and she is not a person of color. And I felt sorry for her, because it's obvious to me that he's with her for status and proximity to what society says is estimable in the terms of not character, but uh in aesthetics, because he didn't get what that movie was trying to teach, and it was just so, I was just like, look at that. So yeah, it's, so you'll find people who do not sympathize or empathize with Michonne as, or view her as a three-dimensional human being, a three-dimensional character, because they're all, they've bought that propaganda, yet they will rally and excuse and have patience and sympathize with a Maggie all day long. Raspberry says, I love how Denai stood up for her character. She knows Michonne better than the writers do. Yes. And maybe not even better than the writers do. It's just that Denai loves Michonne, and Denai sees Michonne as a human being. The writers don't see Michonne as a three-dimensional character. They see her as a black character. And that's the issue. I don't The Walking Dead writing room didn't have many, if any, black writers. So they don't see Michonne as a three-dimensional, they don't see her as a woman. They just see her as a black character. Rashida says season 2, Maggie still had rose-colored glasses on and Daryl was still kind of hardcore. The Daryl fans wanted Daryl and Beth together. Beth was too young. Beth was still a kid. Daryl was immature, but he was still a man. His chronological age does not go with Beth. She's a child. Greg Nicotero, Raspberry says, Greg Nicotero wanted Beth and Daryl together. And I'm like, what type of gross thinking is that? She was underage when they met. Yeah, Greg Nicotero wanted them together. Greg Nicotero, from the things I've seen and read, he loves him some blondes. That's why he was pushing hard for Rick and Jesse. He just, if she's blonde, she's right. for Greg Nicotero. And the fact that he wanted Daryl and Beth sort of shows that he also has a little perverted mind, because that is not an appropriate pairing. So, yeah. North says that's messed up just as much as Carl and Beth theory. No way. That's Carl. Oh my gosh, Carl's a kid. Raspberry, Nicotera had the worst takes ever. Yes, I agree, Raspberry. Oh, I hated his direction. And oh, I was rejoicing that he was not hands-on that he was not a part of the production team for The Ones Who Live. Yes, his zombies, his artwork, had some parts of it, but outside of that, he had no decision making role in The Ones Who Live, and it was a better show for it. And Nor says, I think Mr. Nicotera should just stick at being a walker. I agree. Raspberry says another sign of Michonne being of service only is making her head of security. So she's smart enough to ensure their safety, but not the leader. Exactly. That made no sense that Michonne was head of security. Deanna made them head of security because Deanna was Deanna was the leader of Alexandria. She wanted to give Rick and Michonne a job, and Rick was a cop before, so she's like, okay, this could work. But that doesn't mean that's the role that fit them. Rick was the leader. Afterwards, she realized, and she gave Michonne the plan, and she meant for Michonne and Rick to lead Alexandria together because she saw Rick and Michonne. She saw herself and Reg, her husband, in Rick and Michonne because the community was theirs. It was Reg and Deanna's. So she peeped what was going on with between Rick and Michonne, even though Michonne was clueless and Rick wasn't going to try to upset the apple cart. But Deanna saw it and she gave them the plans because she saw they would eventually end up together. She saw that it was inevitable and she thought they could lead the community. And that's what Rick asked her. Rick asked her to lead the community with him. And then he told her if anything happened to him, she's the one that had to lead them on. But the writers made sure to make it a committee because they didn't want Michonne to have that lead position. They didn't want to elevate Michonne. Even it's her charter. It's her charter. She wrote the laws. Yet, you know, really, I was just so disgusted. I cannot stand Angela Kang. I cannot stand her. I'm telling you, the even season 6, episode 10, the episode that Rick and Michonne got together, Rick and Michonne, Denai and Andy saved that episode. Their their approach and their acting abilities saved that. The writing for that episode was for such a vital episode where they got together, it was throwaway. You know what I'm saying? It was not much effort. It it focused more on other things. And so yeah, Angela Kang is not a fan of Rick and Michonne. I can tell you that from her writing. She's not a fan of them. And she made sure, yeah, that Michonne was constantly called, if referred to as being Rick's partner. She hardly made anyone talk about them as a couple, and if they did, she made sure they got the moniker of uh Michonne got the moniker of girlfriend and Rick as her boyfriend. Which, you're talking about kids here, they're in apocalypse. They're family. They're Rick, Michonne is not Rick's girlfriend. And I think when the fandom got on Angela Kang's case, she eventually said, "Oh no, yeah, Michonne is his wife." Yet she had other characters call Michonne, um, Rick, Michonne's boyfriend, right? She had Negan do that. Raspberry said Michonne was never wrong once. She said, "Don't go to the fair," and look what happened. Right. But they still blamed her. They still treated her as if she was enemy number one. And when she was proven right, no, you know, nobody acknowledged that. They continue, it's just, whatever. Nor says, let's finish 14, get it over with so we can forget these 2 unnecessary episodes and focus on the delicious green apple. Okay, well, it's reading your guys' comments that's holding me back. So go ahead and start. Olivia is in the pantry. Alexandria looks nice and peaceful. Morgan. Morgan building his cell. He finished. Getting her. Hi, Rick. Hi, Rick.
Morgan, why? It'll give you some choices next time.
I can't disagree with Morgan about that. Rick asked him why is he building a cell, and Morgan said it will give him some choices next time. That I can't disagree with him. You can't kill everyone. There has to be some kind for civilization to come back. There has to be some kind of rules, which is why Michonne is making the charter. Did she start a charter yet? Because no, I don't think so. What's that look from Sasha? Was she expecting Abraham and she keeps getting Eugene? Ooh, kiss from Carol and Tobin. I tell you, they fit. They fit. That's the video I'm gonna do. Which couple should be together? Should have been together in The Walking Dead. Whose clothes are those? Rosita. She's not happy. Who is that? Spencer. So she's using Spencer because she wasn't happy about being there. Daryl isn't aging well. He needs to take his hair out of his face. I know he's trying to
Didn't even
hide it.
notice. Got your bike back.
Yeah. You got another one of those.
Smoking is a bad habit. Oh my goodness. Do you know Andrew Lincoln used to smoke a lot? And guess who stopped him? Guess who got him to stop smoking? Denai. I'm telling you, that's a good friend. That's a good friend.
Those people you met, ones in the burnt
'Cause
forest, they took it from you.
breaking that habit is hard, and she got him to, because he said he has an issue. He has to have something in his mouth always. So she said, use, put a candy in. So he started. That's when you remember you used to see him a lot with a lollipop. That was, Denai helped him change that terrible habit.
Should kill him.
Who did he say should have killed? I wasn't listening to their conversation. Who are they talking about? I just don't know.
You saved him, right? Sorry. It's who you are. You're still stuck with that.
No, we ain't. I should have killed him. Hey. The ones that took you and Maggie. What'd they do to you?
To us, they didn't do anything.
So if you didn't already have plans, I was thinking of making my beef jerky stroganoff.
Good, thanks.
It's not exactly a nice porterhouse, but I promise it's better than it sounds.
I'm sure it is. What?
What are we doing? Just tell me. It's good either way. It really is.
Okay.
Oh, really, Cam J? Telly Savalas? That's interesting.
Okay.
Hi, Kriti.
See you then.
Okay. I didn't hear you guys. Good. Today's lesson will be in the cul-de-sac. Actually, can we do something else? After I got out of GC, I just drove. I remember seeing it right when I realized I had no idea where I was going. Edison's Apothecary and Boutique. It's just this little gift shop in a strip mall. But if it's really an apothecary, they had drugs.
How do you know you still got them?
It isn't that far. I just want to check. And you and Rosita aren't out scavenging or pulling shifts.
We'll go.
I wanted to check. I just wanted to help.
How much time you spent out there?
None.
Forget it.
I can ID the meds. I know how to use a machete now. I've seen roamers up close. I'm ready.
You good with this?
No. I'll go alone if I have to.
No, come on.
I'm asking you to make sure I don't. I'm not babysitting her by myself.
Hi, Latara. You mean the Twin Towers, Cam J? Teen Towers.
What?
Forget it.
Oh, what?
Maybe you're disengaging it too soon. I've been driving 6 since I was 15. Usually beat up trucks like this. I mean, before I left home. My brother taught me, so I just know. Daryl.
Yep. Stay here.
This happened fast. She ratted out, it wasn't people. Come on, it's clear. Find bottles of booze. Any takers? Oh, thanks. For later, I'm not bringing these to the pantry. I'm good.
Rosita and Spencer looked good together than all her other pairings. I have to admit that. She didn't fit with Abraham. She didn't fit with Gabriel for sure.
Follow the tracks.
She didn't fit with
No tracks. We'll take the road.
Sadiq.
It's twice as far.
Go whichever way you like.
I liked her with, not, I don't like Spencer, so I can't say I like her with Spencer, but they looked good together.
Should stick together.
It is boring. I'm bored. I'm distracted. So I agree with you, Raspberry.
Time back at Tennessee Waterfall there. I
I
looked it
don't
up.
know Nor.
I liked it. I may very well miss it. The feeling of the billowy curtain catching the breeze some days was straight up bliss. But brass tacks, the hair doesn't make the man makes the man. Art, beauty, weapons
It
training,
was. I
changing
didn't
up
know
the head
Cam
style,
J that the Twin
slipping
Towers were
some
featured
swagger
in
with the ladies,
Superman. I
spitting
haven't
game
seen
and
watched
suiting ain't
Superman in a
foreign.
while, so yeah, I may have
Man
missed
seems
it.
to be changing. He's trying like hell to. Makes me curious what
Yes,
that's about.
that's right, Raspberry.
It's simple, really.
Rosita
Think of any
likes,
RPG, tabletop,
but
view electronic
liked
or
Abraham.
otherwise.
Was
The
more
key to
more
survival is
into Abraham
self-destruct
than
from
he was
inside
into
the mind.
her,
In doing
and
so, a broad range of capabilities are acquired, allowing one to flip the script and use said
Spencer was more
capabilities
into
to help shape
Rosita than
said
she was
environment for
into
maximum
him.
longevity. I'm saying I'm in the process of said stage two. I've
That's
changed, adapted.
interesting, MH.
I'm a
He
survivor.
is, and he does look it. In the early seasons, he looked very young. But
Keep telling
as the
yourself that.
seasons actually the start of
I've
season
changed, adapted. I've become a survivor.
when his hair got long, I guess he was trying to hide his features. In season 3, you could start to see it. Andrew Lincoln started getting just more gorgeous as he buffed out
About time.
more. And he didn't look old at all, but Norman started to look
It
older.
came over you back then.
And now it shows a lot.
Holding on.
Andrew Lincoln aged
This.
like fine wine.
Thanks. Who taught you? You know how to fight.
Sasha and Abraham
Sorry.
didn't look good together, but they made
A lot of guys have
sense
their
in a way
options.
because he was
Especially
more
not when
into
she's
her
got a
than
name
she
and a
was
long
into
list of
him.
names.
Sasha was softer and more girly and giggly with Bob. I liked her with Bob. With with Abraham, she was blunt, straightforward, but I think she liked his sense of humor, but I don't think she was as into him as he was into her. Oh yeah, Andrew Lincoln is a great example of glowing up as you get older. He just got more handsome and more handsome and more handsome and more, what would you call it?
Tumbler. Tick, tick, click.
The
Easy
word is
peasy.
not dignified. What's the word I'm
It's a
looking for? You
place.
guys know that
It
word.
is indeed.
He got more, I think it starts with an E. He got more distinguished. It's not E, D. So it's not
You about
dignified.
ready
He
to
got
spill the
more
beans? Tell us what
distinguished
the hell
looking.
it is we're
He's
doing here?
Andrew Lincoln got more gorgeous the older he got.
Eugene.
Norman was hot when he was younger, but I don't think he
Trying to
aged that
manufacture
well.
bullets here. I've been chewing the cud on this for a few days now.
Yes,
The
fine
hiccups cut
wine,
our supply
Sherry.
skyrocket. So not only are bullets vital for defense, but per the law of supply
Oh,
and
really,
demand,
Cam
full
J? It's
cartridge is now the coin of the
interesting.
land. Making bullets from scratch. Spent casings, but the innards are
Raspberry
all
says
us.
both Bob and Abraham
By
had a
us, I
sense
mean
of
me.
humor, but I think Bob's was
How do you
more
think
in
you
line
can
with
do that?
Sasha's, more relatable.
Here,
She was just softer. She was more
use
girly
this.
with him. She was just,
The digs will require a thorough
he
scrubbing.
made her happy. And you know what's interesting?
Scare up a hell of a ton of lead,
Both
but
Bob
yes,
and Sasha,
I'm most definitely
Bob and
almost certain I
Sasha,
think I can do
Bob
that
and
here.
Abraham, Sasha
And my
started out
friend
with
is
both
some
of them the
damn
same way.
fine, genuine, outside the
She
box
didn't,
thinking.
they both chased her. They
Thanks, sir.
both showed interest in
Wish
her.
informed
She
Larry
was
could talk with Olivia,
dismissive
see
of
what types of
both,
ammo would be
very,
most valuable to produce. I'm gonna hit pause.
very
Tell 'em to
blunt
kill that
and
thing behind you.
straightforward with them.
Good
And
luck, Fred. I'm formally calling dibs on this one. Dibs
they
is
were
dibs.
gaga over her.
Be my
And
guest.
she wasn't, she was like, whatever. She didn't give them the time of day. And it just
Strap on.
made them more attracted to her. They loved the chase with Sasha. As I say, Sasha is a type of woman where
Strike two.
you want to impress her, even me. And I'm not gay. I wanted to impress her. Just those type of cool people. They're like, they don't suffer fools gladly, and they're just so just together and cool, and you're like, oh my gosh, she's so cool, and you just want to impress that person. That's Sasha, and oh my gosh, that turned Bob and Abraham on and inside out, and they were like chasing her. So she approached both of them the same way, and it worked for them. And it turns out both of them had a sense of humor, different sense of humor, but they did. So I guess she likes that. Hi, Ritik. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your protection. I most certainly needed it between here and Houston. Your services are no longer required.
Yeah, Sasha would never make the first move. No, she couldn't care less. She was like, whatever. And if you want me, you better come right. Yes, I like that. Men don't like desperation. It's the same thing, with Jessie. She was sending her blinkers off to Rick. I'm available. I'm available. I like you. Oh my gosh, it's just. And then he started pulling away. He got what he wanted from her with, getting to annihilate the threat to Ghost Laurie, and then he was over it and he started pulling back. And during it all, he was eyeing Michonne up and down and telling her words of declaring love, like, whatever you want, I'll do. You could have, and you have influence over me. Michonne is like, whatever. And Rick was like, and as soon as Michonne gave Rick the green light, it was on and popping and it was over. And as you saw in episode 12, if Michonne goes here, Rick is following there. If Michonne goes here, Rick is following there. He's like, if he could attach Michonne to his hips, he would. So let Sasha and Michonne teach us, girls. Never be desperate, and be aware of their actions, not what they say, but what they do. It will give you all the information that you need. And never be more into him than he's into you. Never works out. Look at Rosita. Look at Jesse. Oh, Rick. And Rick keeps his hand tight to his chest. If Michonne goes, oh, Rick is all over Michonne. Guys, I wasn't paying attention to this episode, so I'm gonna miss a lot of it again. I'm not rewinding, I'm not going back, but just like other episodes I didn't really watch before or paid attention to, I got to do it this go round with you guys. This one I'm not paying any attention. I didn't even know they got to the how do you pronounce that? Apothecary. Whatever. Oh, you don't enjoy Andrew in other roles, MH? Wow. Yeah, well, he became a known through the movie, the Christmas movie, with that famous meme of him saying, with the cards, the Keira Knightley, where he wrote the cards to Keira Knightley's character. So he became known through that, but he became famous. He became famous through The Walking Dead. And I haven't seen him in other things to make that, to say if I enjoy him in other roles or not. Um, so I can't make that judgment. But I'd like to see him in a movie and other non-Walking Dead related things. I just can't get into other TV shows right now. I'm too busy. So a movie I could watch something for an hour or two, like, when I'm at work and I have downtime. So, or before I go to bed, I may fall asleep watching it, but what was she doing? I'm not paying attention. I'm talking to you guys. So, but I would like to see him in movies, in non-Walking Dead related movies. Like we're in 2026 and Michonne denies in a lot of movies this year. I'm so glad. I want her in more non-Walking Dead related things, and especially I love to see her in movies, and I'm glad that she will be in quite a few coming.
Hi. You did good finding this place.
Tried to tell you weren't ready. We're both dead.
I missed it, Rashida. Okay, Cam, I say don't rewind. The good part is the last 10 minutes. Yes, Love Actually. Oh, Love Actually. I enjoyed it. I watched it long ago, but I enjoyed it.
One of their benders. Hilarious, right?
I didn't like
Something scared.
Andrew's character in Love Actually though. So I liked it for the overall movie, but I didn't like
Combination.
Andrew's character.
Sounds like we had the same brother.
I don't like plays, Cam J. I love Broadway musicals. I saw Phantom of the Opera at the Pantages, and I saw the Bodyguard musical at the Pantages and at the Siegstrom Theater in Orange County. I saw both Panther and Bodyguard at the Pantages and at Siegstrom. They were so good, I had to go see them again, and they had left the Pantages, so I had to go all the way to Orange County to see them. I saw Cats in on Broadway in New York because I went to high school in New York. Um, I was supposed to see Phantom in Broadway on Broadway, but I didn't get a chance. So I saw Sarafina um, in New York on Broadway, but I've never gone to a play, because they're so serious and dramatic. I like the musicals. It just transports me to another world at the theater. So I don't know if I would enjoy her play because I'm not a play person.
Might be something we can use inside. We got what we came for.
Nah, ain't worth the trouble. Come on.
Oh, you prefer plays to musical? Unless it's opera, Cam J. I've been to the opera in West Palm Beach because someone I knew was married to an opera singer, and she invited us to watch an opera in West Palm Beach, and the experience of going to the opera was fun, but I didn't enjoy the opera. I didn't understand what they were singing. And Opera is like jazz to me. It's just I like straight melodies and it's just so different. Ooh, guys, I can share this with should I? I worked on last week. I worked on a film starring Pedro Pascal. And a part of it the days that I worked, they were at a concert hall in Orange County, and it was the orchestra kept playing a concerto, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And Pedro Pascal is a really cool guy. He's nice. Yeah, he no diva. Uh, oh no. I'm not an actress, Raspberry. So no congratulations. I work in the industry. I'm not an actress. But I just thought to say because we're talking about concert and I was at the Seekstrom and they were filming at the concert hall. So I've been to the Seekstrom Theater, but I've never been to the concert hall. And it's a different separate building. And we, it was over 14 hours of filming. And it was just like listening to classical music and it was interesting. And Pedro, he was a fun cool guy. I love him from The Mandalorian. That's one was one of my favorite TV shows away from the ones who live. So it's fun getting to meet him.
Are you? I mean it. Are you? Do you have any clue what that was to me? What this whole thing is to me?
Oh, okay, Raspberry, getting to meet him. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I'm not making it up as I go along, like with the stitches and the surgery and the. I asked you to come with me because you're brave like my brother, and sometimes you actually make me feel safe. And I wanted you here because you're alone. Probably for the first time in your life. And because you're stronger than you think you are, which gives me hope that maybe I can be too. I could have gone with Tara. I could have told her I loved her, but I didn't. Because I was afraid. That's what's stupid. Not coming out here, not facing my shit, and it makes me sick that you guys aren't even trying because you're strong and you're smart and you're both really good people. And if you don't wait
I remember that.
and face your
Right through our eyes. Wow. They took out Denise just like that. Oh, and they have Eugene. Where's Abraham? I missed the Abraham. I missed most of this episode, guys. I have no idea what happened other than this. Because I did see Eugene with Abraham.
You got something to say to me?
Oh, Dwight. Dwight.
Step up on that high horse? No. You don't talk much.
That's interesting, Nor, that Andy plays so many roles where he's paired with black women because that's not his preference in real life.
So get the hang of her.
It's so interesting that he's paired a lot, but I've noticed lately his the newer roles that he has where he's in charge because for the roles before he became big on The Walking Dead, he wasn't in charge. He was just an actor auditioning and getting roles. But now that he's producing, he's pairing himself with other, with non-black women. So and he's married to a non-black, so that's his preference. So it's so interesting. But he's such a great guy. So, you know, I have nothing bad to say about Andy. He's such a great guy, and I love that he's socially conscious and makes certain decisions, intentional decisions with in terms of the Walking Dead and the ones who live, and working with Denai. Yeah, so even though I think that's not his personal preference, he's socially conscious enough to make sure when he's in those roles that he does right by his scene partners. Such a great guy. Yes, perfect. Raspberry. And Andrew Lincoln is an ally. Yeah, his wife is very, yeah. And women are not the only ones who marry for status and security. Men do too. But yeah, Andrew Lincoln is an ally.
You want to kill someone? You start with our companion hiding over there behind the oil barrels. He's a first-class a-hole, and he deserves it so much more than us three. Go check it out.
When I say personal preference, that's not his personal dating preference, but he is a great friend and ally, to our community. And he's very conscious to make sure his scene partners are not disparaged if they're, whether, you know just yes, MH, very important. People don't understand that in America and some parts of the world, meritocracy is king. In England, it's class and status, and part of it is part of, you cannot separate white supremacy from the class. It's the racial construct was created by England. So yeah, and so he's not immune to that. So, but I like that he at least makes an effort. Yeah, he's as Denai prefers him, he's a good egg. He's a good egg. That means he's authentic. He's not putting on. And he talks about, he reads a lot and he is aware of a lot of stuff. So it's very Andy's a great study because he's from South Africa. His background is South African and then British. And if you know anything about South African, and then if you know anything about the British, very class conscious, very um, adherent to white supremacy. So it's interesting that he has a little consciousness and morality to want to be an ally to, those that have were raised differently from him and are of a different class, that class system. But he wasn't, I don't think, he didn't grow up in a upper class. But even in England, entertainers are not a part of the aristocracy. They can get lifetime peerage, but they usually do not get royal peerage. And lifetime peerage is a class below royal peerage. But those in the lower class fight to be in the upper classes, in the aristocracy, but the aristocracy do not let them in. And so even if they can't get in the aristocracy, they'll do everything to climb that ladder, because class is everything in uh England.
Apologize for questioning my skills. Not that I
Hatched
regret
from
it.
an egg, Nor, yes.
I mean that about TWD. I mean that with the utmost of respect.
Oh, I didn't know that, Rashida.
Prestige
I
too.
didn't know that. Thank you
Not
for
that
that
I
information. So remember, in the class conscious societies like England, those are seen as, in a meritocracy in America, a civil engineer and a nurse is a great thing and would be esteemed. In English aristocracy, in their class society, those are laborers. The ones who are seen as, who are esteemed.
you said I had choices.
Uh-oh, Abraham and Sasha.
You have them too. Could be 30 years from this year. That's still too short.
He's selling her on, you're gonna be here 30 years more. She doesn't want to be alone. So he's using that. He used that to get her. So yeah, in England, a nurse and an engineer is not seen as high society, or are not esteemed. In America, they are. It's based on meritocracy. In You can get ahead. Money makes you king here, but away from the underlying white supremacy, that's the foundation of the country. But in England, it's not just white supremacy, it's class. And if you're not a landed gentry, if you're not from the aristocratic class and you have a lot of land and that kind of family heritage where the peerage and the land and the title is passed down with those, you're not seen as upper class. So even though people in England strive to do well and become actors or musicians or nurses or engineers and to make more money, they are still looked down on. And that's why you find people like David Beckham and whatever, and kiss the monarchy's ass. They kiss the monarchy because they want those titles, because it makes them feel that they rise a little bit above the other, what they call them, serfs, the other serfs in that society. But in the aristocracy, even though they got that title, that peerage title, they're still looked down upon because it was not inherited and it does not come with a dukedom or land. So yeah, it's very interesting, So Andy married well, but even in England, that is, it still it that status here, it would, you know uh, um having money and having fame, you know because I think his wife's father is, Jethro Tull, that very famous. Having money and fame would be looked up on here. In England, it's not, they're still not in high society. It's not. And so they would strive to get a title from the monarchy. And even that title, it's not an aristocratic title because it doesn't come with land, and it's not uh descended from, it's not inherited title. So it's wow. I can't believe they still have a monarchy. It's such a stupid, but it's there for the elites to protect each other. The government, the media, and the monarchy work in tandem to continue to steal from the nation and the people. And the people give them their money, their taxes, and for those people to tell them, yes, we it benefits you to serve us and to give us your wealth, and the people still buy it. I can't believe that uh it's still surviving in this current day and age, that people are still buying into that propaganda. It's so ridiculous and sad. It shows you that people are really lack critical thinking and are sheep and just go along with anything. They're robbing them blind. They're in abject, some of them in abject poverty. They're giving these elites, the media, the barons, the media barons don't pay taxes in England, and they use their media empire to hold to bribe the government and the monarchy, and to keep the that elite system in place, so that again these oligarchs can continue to get all the money from the people, put no money back into the system, and the people bow and gladly accept it, just to say, oh, the king gave me a trinket, Kim gave me an OBE or MBE or a sir title or whatever, and it makes me a little bit better than the rest of the serfs. It's so crazy that people still buy into that system. Yeah, and he begged for it. He kissed their asses for it. The Beckhams kissed King Charles asses for those titles. They even joined in on the smear campaign against Meghan to get that title from Charles. And because he thinks he's nothing in England without that. He doesn't feel, even with all his meritocracy success, in England, the elites let him know he's still nothing. Yeah, so Raspberry said, I think Abraham meant even if they had 30 years together, it's still too short for him. He wanted more time with her. 30 years is too short for him. He wished they had more time. Yeah, so there's a double entre, but yeah, I got that part, Raspberry, but he still sold it on her. You could see the loneliness in her eyes. The receiving Abraham wasn't with, she didn't receive Abraham with joy and I'm so in love, and oh my gosh, I've you're finally come to me. I think Sasha is terribly lonely because she lost Bob and Tyrese, and as she told uh Gabriel, she wants to die. She doesn't want to be in this world without them anymore. And I think Abraham bringing that up to her, which letting her know he wants her so much, and it's 30 years is not enough. But he said he started, we have, I think we have at least 30 more years to go. And I saw that look in her eyes. It was like, oh my gosh, I cannot continue surviving in this world, living like this, feeling so destitute and alone. So I think him saying that gave her a lifeline, not in a sense that he knew he was giving her that lifeline. I think her, from where she's coming from, it was like, he's offering me this. Maybe I don't have to be alone. So Sasha, as I said, he's way more into her than she's into him. And I think she received him because she was lonely. And I think her love for him grew. She wasn't head over heels in love with him, but she was lonely and she received him. She accepted it because she didn't want to be alone anymore. And being with him, I think she started to grow. Her feelings for him grew. Raspberry says, I agree with that too. She wanted companionship, but he wanted her for the rest of his life. Yes, Raspberry. That's you. That's why I love you guys. You put things so succinctly. I'm too wordy. As Cam J said, you're too loquacious. Is that the word, Cam J? Oh my gosh. It's an issue I have in my writing too. I just wish I think my strength in writing is dialogue, but I get too wordy. I wish I could be more concise. Maybe you guys should be my editors. I have some good stories, guys. I have a script. I'll share this with you. I have a script that I wrote a few years ago, and I offered it to both Danai and uh oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. I can see her, but her name won't come to me. She was in Black Panther too. Chadwick's love. Who was her name? It is Cam J. It is a it's I'm very good at dialogue, but I always need to pull it back. It can be overkill. Lupita. Yes, I offer the parts to Lupita and Danai. I actually wrote it with Danai in mind. And it's a wonderful, wonderful film. Guys, if I get this film produced, it would be huge. It would be huge. And whoever stars in it, it will make them huge. It's a known IP. I did an adaptation of it and it's wonderful. It's a beautiful, yes, Rashida, that's who it is. Well, let's work together, Raspberry. You're succinct and I'm too loquacious. So we would balance each other out. It's a love story, guys. What I wrote, this it's a love story, a familial love story, a sisterhood love story, and a romantic love story. A couple of romantic love stories. Lupita's and Denai's character would be in a love story, not together, but they each would be in a love story, and Denai would be the lead, the main lead, and it's beautiful. It's wonderful. They would be in a family, and there's a familial love story too. The dynamics between the daughter and the father, the daughter and the mother, the sisters, and the oh my gosh, it's just a beautiful story. It's too long, and before Wicked came out and they cut it in two, I actually pitched it to a few people. I pitched it where we would have an intermission, like how they used to do the old movies. And I think people would come and watch it that way because they wouldn't want the story to end. But I don't know if I did it through a studio system, I don't think they would let me do it that way. And I've given up doing it through a studio system. I couldn't get Denai or Lapita to commit. And it's been a few years now, so they may have aged out of the part. And I'm very sad because it would have made Denai is already a star, and Marvel, Black Panther made her, and The Walking Dead made her a big star. But this would have catapulted her to mega stardom. And I'm sad that it didn't work out that way, but I do intend to do the film. I even aged the characters to match her age. But now she is, because it's been a few years, the story wouldn't work because she's aged out. But now, if she inclined to, she could play a different role, but not the role that would have catapulted her so much. So I do intend to still produce this film, but I have to change a few things, and I won't get denied to it. Deny won't be the character that I wanted her to be because I wrote it for her. Uh, I wrote that character with Deny starring in mind, just like Ryan Coogler wrote Okoye with Deny in mind. So Ryan Coogler got his way. I didn't get my way, but it's okay. But I have a few stories that I think you guys, because I know your sensibilities, your romantic sensibilities, and you love Rick and Michonne. I know you would love the characters, and one of them I'll share with you soon. Um, I'm gonna do like a private reading of the one of the scripts I turned into a book. I still will produce the script as a film, but I turned it into a book. I've not marketed the book or anything. I did it as a book to protect the copyright. Yes, it's copyrighted with the Library of Congress. It's copyrighted with the WGA, but I also made it in a book for even more protective status. So, and so I've not marketed or sold, marketed it yet. But I think I'm going to share it with you guys on Patreon. I'm going to do a reading and share it with you guys because it's a beautiful love story. Um, it's a horror, but it's no, I just said it's a beautiful love story. Well, you guys will have to tell me. It's more of it's a horror film, but it's the two characters are really, I love their dynamic. You could call it a love story if you want. But we'll see. Um yeah, but I do intend to share it with my Patreon group. I don't know Julio. I don't know much about Cuba, but I do have some geopolitical thoughts, but I won't share them on YouTube. It's dangerous times to share certain things in our world. Cam J said there's just something about Denai Guerrera. I don't follow celebrities, but when I saw her in The Visitor, I looked for her in other stories like Mother of George. There is something about her. She has, let me tell you, she has a charisma, and she has charisma on screen. There are many actors who are talented and they can be, but Deny, your when she's on screen, you can't take your eyes off her. She just has that it factor, that charisma on screen. She could be a leading lady in movies where if she's in a movie, people would go to the movies to see her. You know, like how um Ryan Gosling is, Hollywood pushes him a lot, and Glenn Powell. But if he's in a movie, people aren't going to go see the movie just because he's in it. So he's not a movie star. And, the IP is what people go to see. But Deny, I do believe if she anchors a movie, people will go see the movie because she is in it. So she has that charisma, but the camera loves her. Not everyone looks or translate well in camera, on camera. In real life they could be charismatic and wonderful, and but on camera it's just not there. um Denzel Washington has that charisma on screen. The camera just your eyes, you cannot take your eyes off him when he's on screen. um Julia Roberts has that too. She has that. And there are people that they're very pretty, but they just don't have that charisma. You don't, you know, they, they they cannot sell movies. There's one who did very well in an IP. People went to see the IP, but many movies she does flops. But she's, you know, according to Hollywood standards, America standards, she's the epitome of beauty, Margot Robbie. But she doesn't have that charisma on screen, not in my opinion. She did very well in Barbie, but put her in other movies and it's just I'm people are not gonna go see the movie because she stars in it. But Denai has that capability and she's not getting the parts to, you know, the movie that I wrote, it has the IP and she would could anchor that film. And if she was of a different hue, Hollywood would be after her. You see, like how they're all over Lawrence Pugh, Marvel, and all of those, you know, and yet she didn't really, you know, she can't really anchor a movie. Her movies flop, but they keep giving her lead roles after lead roles, right? Everything um Denai does well, but they're not giving her lead roles after lead roles. I know she's busy too, and she says no a lot because she said no to my movie. She says no a lot because she has her own things, her own projects that she wants to do. But Hollywood would be, if Denai was another Hugh, oh my gosh, they would be beating down her door. Even if she said no, they would be beating down her door. Okay, night, Nor. I know you've been up. Oh my gosh, it's so late. Thank you for sticking around with us and have a good rest, love. Take care. Thank you for stopping by. You're such a joy. Bye. See you next Friday, Nor. Raspberry said, the night garners fans in any role she gets. She's unforgettable. Yes, Raspberry. Yes. And this would have been a role of a lifetime. I'm telling you guys, when I share this movie with you, you guys are going to go, oh my gosh, why didn't Denai do this? It would be, oh my gosh, she talk about a megastar if she did this movie because it's so every woman would fall in love. Every woman would fall in love with her and her character and her romance with her leading man. It was just going to be the best of the best. Yes, Rashida. See? Yeah. Raspberry says Denai draws viewers based off her performance. So many people said they were about to drop The Walking Dead until Michonne showed up. She added an extra layer of interest. Imagine if Denai wasn't exactly. I wouldn't be watching The Walking Dead. I liked it. I liked season 1, but I started to fall off after the farm. And not because I found the farm boring, because the farm was character driven, but Denai came in and gave it that boost that it needed. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I did make an offer to someone and it was someone that I'm not really a fan of, but I had to put my producer hat on and I thought he would play this character well. And his pairing with Denai would have been amazing. Not because It's because, okay, think of an actor that is not a great actor and is very reserved and gorgeous, but very I don't know how to put it. He just fit the character. He fit the character and it would have worked. Even if he's not a good actor, it would have worked because he would have come across stilted. He would have come across arrogant and it would have worked for the role. And oh my gosh, it would have been fire. I don't want to. Okay, I'll tell you guys in Patreon because I can't tell you who it was that I casted, that I wanted cast in the role. Okay, because guys, I don't want it to get out. I don't want it to get out. I had, the few people that I pitched it to, you know, it's, with NDAs, and because if it gets out, some Hollywood is very good, and now they're using AI. They can have someone write the same concept because the script is copyrighted, but the concept you cannot copyright a concept. And it's easy for Hollywood because even if I sell my script to a studio, they could just change a few things and put it under another writer's name. And it would be easy for them. They have the funds to produce it before I could ever get my stuff into production. So if I share with you who this was, even tempted to share a picture because I did what's the sheet called? There's a thing that I have to present in pitches. Like I tell the summary, I do pictures of some of the locations and stuff, and I put the actors in pairings and all of that. I presented those things, and it was, if I was going to present a picture to you guys, but it would give it away. And I don't want people to copy that concept and they would go running with it. So I'm afraid to tell you who the leading man is. Okay, thank you, Cam J. Cam J say don't tell us. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad that Denai didn't do it. I spoke to her personally, and I spoke to Lupita personally. But yeah. It's, and I think what it is, if at the time I was working with a studio, maybe they would have gone with it. Yeah. But I don't want to work in in a studio environment anymore. It's not worth it. Thank you, Rashida. Thank you, Raspberry. Thank you, Sherry. Exactly, Cam J. Yes. Yes. But yeah, so I'm so happy that Denai will be doing more work this year. It's not the work that I wish she would be doing because, she's playing supporting characters, and I think she could lead her own films. And but it's what she's being offered. She can only take she's very picky. And I think the project with Lupita that she wrote, Lupita bought the rights to Americana and begged Michonne. Denai turned her down at first. She asked Denai to write it. Denai loved the idea, but Denai didn't want to write it. And she kept at her, and then she finally wrote the adaptation and was, jumped on as producer, did scouting and everything. And that took up a lot of Denai's time. And then Lupita backed out. So that was tough. years of investing in producing this thing, and then Lupita gives it up. So that's why we didn't, from Black Panther, we didn't see Denai's career take a trajectory forward, because she was busy producing this thing. She was going to produce and showrun Americana, and Lupita just decided, no, I don't want to do it anymore. And that's, can you imagine all those years that Denai could have been starring in stuff? Her, and then, you have to strike while the iron is hot, and the iron cooled down. So now she's back to doing what she would have been doing. She's writing her own stuff, but also she's acting in stuff, and she would have gotten bigger and better projects offered to her back then. But now she takes the best of what she's getting, and they're good, but they're still supporting roles. And I think she should have, from her trajectory, her doing what if she had not become a part of Lupita's project, I think she would be leading movies, um, and she would be doing very well. That was one of the excuses. No, it was Lupita backed out, and because she backed out, Lupita had the right to the story, and so the studio said, "Oh well," and dropped it. Yes, yes, she's a brilliant writer. So yeah, I'd love to see her movies be produced. Yeah, I heard the COVID excuse, but I heard other stuff, uh Cam J, and it fit. Something was going on with Lupita. I don't know. For a while there, she was going, I don't know what was happening. I don't know if it's COVID, in the terms of, because a lot of people went through a lot of things during COVID, but she just decided that she didn't want to do it anymore. And she has the rights to it. So the studio could not go forward. But at least that's what I heard. For so many years, the years that she would have been blown, because she had there was a Q score. Her Q score was one of the highest. They did, there's a company that checked to see which actors have the most bankability and fan support, and Denai was the number one black actress, number one and because I used it as a part of my pitch when I was pitching for funding for the movie that I wanted Denai to star in. I I don't have the information before me, but all of that was in the pitch book, and she was number one. That was a big sell for me. She had bankability, um and it was an independent research company that the studios use. So I can't say she wasted, but her years when she was hot were wasted, because um in the terms of, she could have been getting lead roles if she wasn't too busy doing this. I don't know what project she turned down because she was a part doing so busy doing this. And then so it was over 2 years. It was over 2 years, and I think that's a big chunk of time. And then, you're not being seen in on the big screen, being seen in successful films. Hollywood moves on, especially if you don't have the right hue. And as a woman, it's harder. Forget it. Wow. Because you have people. Okay, guys, I wanted to ask you guys to do this, and if you can encourage other people to do it. When The Ones Who Live came out, it had in the 90s critic score and in the 90s audience scores. Do you know the Carol fans and the Negan fans they've bought bots, and they've gamed, they've gone to IMDb, and they've gone to the audience score and Rotten Tomatoes, and they've been for weeks and months and years bringing down the scores. So it tells you how invested some people are in white supremacy. And these Carol fans and Negan fans, they are it threatens them that Deny is successful, and the hatred is real, and they devote their lives to making sure she's not seen as successful. They're not successful at doing that, but they have messed with the ratings, the IMDb rating scores, and the Rotten Tomatoes. The one that's used by the industry the most is the Rotten Tomatoes. So what I would do, they're very determined and devoted, but they can be silenced. I know the Carol fans pay to actually have people vote and stuff. So I don't know if we can counter that, but if you have not rated The Ones Who Live on Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score part, you can go and rate it, and ask your friends and families or whatever to rate it, because they have been busy for since the show was announced and went on IMDb. After those stellar scores came in, audience scores and critic scores, they've been working on that audience score for a very long time, and the studios do use that score, even though it's not legitimate, because it can be gamed. Remember Black Panther? It's Black Panther doesn't have a high audience score because racists went in before the movie even released, and they downvoted it so much that even though thousands have voted on it, it has its audience score still is not as high as it should be. So the Ones Who Lived have an authentic audience score in the 90s. The Carol fans and the worked very hard to get it that low. I don't even know what score it has now. Let me take a look. But that's not the authentic score. So if you guys can, if you know, they're very invested in making sure that she is not perceived as successful. It's very ugly. White supremacy is very ugly. As you can see, the smear campaign that continues on Meghan Markle to this day, they're very invested. White supremacy is their self-esteem. So they're very invested in making sure that she's smeared. So, and not only is the palace doing it, William and Kate and their staff, which is their staff is a bunch of gay men. I didn't know white gay men were so racist against black women. I don't know what their problem are, but they hate black women with a fire of 1,000 suns. I would like someone to explain to me, other than the misogyny, and maybe I don't know why it is they hate black women. So Williams, majority of Williams aides are gay white men, and they're furiously racist. and he and Kate have worked very hard. They partnered up with the press, and they've had a smear campaign. They use bots from Russia and Pakistan. They're in on it every day. They try to boost themselves with those bots, but he and Kate are so obsessed in making sure that Meghan is destroyed so that Harry comes to heel, that they're not letting up. So it's these people are very invested in smearing and hating. And so it's not just the British press, it's not just the palace, it's the government is helping. But one of the things that I'm seeing with is that they have the propaganda that they've spread to people, especially the races, are a part of this smear campaign. And now those people are even more, are just as invested as the institutions trying to destroy this woman. You know, this private, simple woman, they're trying to destroy her. But the people who are being robbed by these institutions, the serfs that have that class mentality that Meghan should not have access to that upper echelon of class, they are more devoted to destroying her than even the palace and the press. So it's the same thing I found in the Carol fandom that wants to destroy Danai. They are so invested, it's like their life bank on it. But what it showed me is that it's their self-esteem. For them, it's if they're unsatisfied with their life, if they're not succeeding, it tears them apart. It kills them to see someone who they've been propagandized and told all their life they're better than, do better than they, or better than someone they can identify with. So they identify with Carol. So it they cannot stand to see someone who they were told all their lives is below them succeed above someone like a Carol. So they're very invested in destroying her. So is it right now? I'm talking about the audience score, Rashida. Hold on. Because it was going down. It got below 70, the audience score at one point. Hold on. I'm not talking about the critic score because they cannot affect the critic score, even though some of them became critics to do just that. Let me see. Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Why is the app coming up? I didn't ask for the app. I asked for, oh my goodness. It's 76. Okay, so it went back up because it was going really low. So more people are watching and giving authentic views. So if you guys haven't rated it, please do. And if you know others that have watched it, ask them to rate it too. It's pretty easy. I rated it because I saw what they were doing. Them and the Rick Bros. Which are really just Daryl and Negan fans. They're not really Rick fans. 76. Okay. No, it was higher. It was in the 90s. So come on, guys, vote it up. Vote it up. Let's get it back up into the 80s. Oh my gosh, I looked at the cast and crew pictures and Denai looks so cute. Did you guys see that? Look at on under the ones who live, scroll down and you'll see cast and crew. You have Andy, Denai, and Pollyanna, then Leslie. Oh, I met Leslie. Um, I worked with her on something. It was her and who was it? Really great actor. He used to be in LA Law. Oh, what's was his name? Oh my gosh, he's such a cool guy. Um, Leslie. She was really nice. I did tell her that I loved her in The Ones Who Live. Terry O'Quinn and Matthew, but oh my gosh, Denai looks so cute. No, it wasn't the show Lucifer. It was I don't know if it was a TV movie she was doing. It wasn't, I it wasn't a big show if it was a show. You know, I don't know. I don't remember it. It was a 1 day work thing. And she was playing the mother. She was playing the parent to this young guy. And they were at dinner with his girlfriend. I think he was introducing his girlfriend to his parents. And his parents were embarrassing him, which was Leslie. And I can't remember the actor's name. Uh, Let me look at the cast of LA Law. Maybe I'll find who he is because he's a great actor too. She looks so cute. I think she looks cute. She looks so cute. She looks among the whole cast. She's the most attractive there. Usually sometimes they use pictures of Denai. I was like, couldn't they find a better picture of Denai to use? But she looks like so cute there. Blair Underwood. That was the actor. Great guy. So it was her. She was playing. Blair Underwood was playing Leslie's husband in the show. So yeah. Did you guys rate the ones who live yet? Yes, Cam J, thank you so much. See you next Friday. So I guess we're gonna hang it up, guys. Okay, Raspberry. If you can find someone else to rate it, encourage them to. Yes, encourage them to rate it. If you know anyone else, Cam J, encourage them to rate it. And newer people that have, I'll remind people on the next watch next for Fridays fifth six. We're doing 6:15, right? The will for episode 15. Yes, we're gonna remind people. Um, Rashida, could you do this for me? Take a link of the Rotten Tomato, copy a link so that next time during chat you can put the link out and encourage people to go and rate the episode, please. Night, Cam J. So guys, we're gonna call it a wrap for today's reaction. And thank you, Rashida. Thank you guys for coming again. It was fun. And looking forward to episode 15. And I'm gonna start putting up, try to do some videos and get them up on Patreon and then YouTube, because revamp time for my channel. Okay. Night, everyone. Bye. Take care of yourself this week. Okay. Bye.